Hey guys, so I'm making this video for people that are just like me. Maybe you have like a decent job or a job that's not paying you enough and you need help like financially in your life. Or maybe you could want to be an entrepreneur and you just don't have enough money to get it started. Sometimes starting a business can be really expensive. Or maybe you're a college student going to school full time. You probably need help. Or maybe you don't fit in any of these categories and maybe you have a good paying job and you just want more. You want somebody to spoil you and take you out, spend some money on you. I'm Nika and I'm a professional sugar baby. I have literally made thousands from being a sugar baby. You can literally make 500 a week, $800 a week, even 1,000 plus a week just off being a sugar baby if you do it right. I can show you how to work a full-time job paycheck without the full-time job part. Now, a lot of this stuff I'm gonna tell you is gonna make some people mad because a lot of people are thinking, why is she telling them this? It's just more competition. But the truth is, there's so many girls out there that's doing it anyways. And not only are they doing it, but they're doing it wrong. So the fact of the matter is, I'm just gonna put some of this information out there, and I'm pretty sure it will help someone, at least one or two girls, because I know when I started, I wish I had someone telling me the game like that. A lot of this information I have got from my own personal experience. I've read different books and just heard a lot of different people speak about it. So this is just kind of like a combined knowledge of all of that put together for you. So another question that I get a lot is being a sugar baby the same thing as being an escort? The answer is no, that's not the same thing. With that being said, really a sugar baby is going to be building a relationship with a man. An escort is usually charging by the hour. So, I mean, there's perks and there's cons, or there's pros and there's cons to both of the situations. However, I do find that being a sugar baby can sometimes overall be a little bit more rewarding in the fact that you're not like giving yourself a cap. Like, you're not going to be telling your sugar daddy, well, every time I see you for the hour, I want $300. Because, I mean, maybe you could get $500 or $800 from him, So I just try to never, give him a cap as far as how much each day is, because that's going more towards escorting. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump on in there with the first topic. What is a sugar daddy? So a sugar daddy is gonna be an old man. He's gonna be generous. He's gonna be usually stable, like own house, own car, probably married or like in a relationship. And I mean, you kind of want somebody that is stable, because think about it, if he cannot pay his own mortgage and his own car payment or whatever, how can he afford to help take care of you? Also, so a sugar daddy is gonna be somebody's dad and almost always gonna be somebody's grandfather. So just keep that in mind. He's probably already gonna have his own life and own situation aside. You're just gonna be there to have fun. I mean, you're gonna be like his getaway from his regular life. Okay, now that we've talked about what a sugar daddy is, let's talk about what a sugar daddy is not. Because how can we talk about one and not talk about the other? So the first thing is, a sugar daddy is not going to be stingy or broke. If he is stingy or broke, you have not got yourself a sugar daddy. You, ma'am, have yourself a salt daddy. To the left, to the left. So another thing a sugar daddy is not, he is not going to be a guy that cannot comprehend the relationship between a sugar daddy and a sugar baby. Now, there's going to be some guys that you're going to be introducing this to, like you may be their first sugar baby, but the thing is, he's going to understand your value and your worth. the men that don't understand your worth or your value, do not try to tell them or do not try to show them your worth. I mean, really just let it go. There's plenty more fish in the sea, girl. Also, a sugar daddy is not a guy that only buys you food. Ladies, this is a food drive. He is not a sugar daddy. And most of the guys that are like that usually enjoy being in that position. They're usually not trying to be promoted up. But keep him though, he's good, because a girl always likes to eat. Last but not least, a sugar daddy is not controlling. Ladies, this is the main thing I hear from different girls. Oh, my sugar daddy doesn't want me to date other men, or my other sugar daddy is controlling and tells me what to do. Ladies, this is not a sugar daddy. In fact, this is overstepping the boundaries way, way far. If you have gotten yourself into this type of situation, you can stop it. You can either get rid of him, or I mean, I can make another video kind of showing you how to repair that situation and kind of reteach him how to treat you. I'm gonna just go ahead and throw out the first secret. It's not what you do, ladies, but it's how you do it. All right, so now that you have what a sugar daddy is and what a sugar daddy isn't, what's next? Well, I'm gonna give you 5 key factors that you can go ahead and start working on to go ahead and start developing your sugar baby rapport. The number one most important thing is to develop an alter ego. Your alter ego consists of a new name, maybe even like a new birth town. Like if you're from Dallas, maybe you can tell them that, you know, you're from Waco or from Waxahachie or from Houston. You know, just never give him any personal information. Like if you say you live on the east side of town, then tell him you live on the west side of town. Never show him where you live. Get a fake phone number and a fake email. You can get fake phone numbers for free. There's like millions of apps. An email is super easy to get. And you just want to keep those two very similar to the alter ego. I wouldn't think of a whole bunch of alter egos. I would just think of one and stick to that one alter ego for all your sugar daddies. If you need to, take a piece of paper and write it down. I mean, literally, like, I took a piece of paper and I literally wrote all type of details about me. I mean, as far as like where I went to school or where I'm going to school, it's always good to say that you're going to school, whether it's online or whether it's you know, make up a school. I mean, you know, whatever you have to do. But a school is going to be another outlet to say where your money is going. So you just never want to give any personal information out. Second is always remember rule number 1, because if you forget your alter ego and you start giving him real details mixed in with details you've already told him, he's gonna remember and he's gonna think something fishy is up. So you just want to keep the information the same. That's why I like to keep it written down, so if you forget something, you can always kind of just go back to your memory. You can keep it in your phone notes, so when you're with your you can keep it in your notes in your phone, so when you're with your sugar daddy, you can sometimes, if you forget something, just go to your phone and look at your notes and okay, I remember. Rule number 3 is you want to always keep up with the fantasy. So however he met you, if he met you dolled up, you know, really sexy and like your heels and your hair done, your makeup and stuff done, you always want to keep that up, because unlike his wife, who he goes to sleep with, he wakes up with, he sees her bad and her goods, you're not his wife. You are his fantasy world, away from his reality. So with that being said, you always want to look good no matter what. I mean, if you are looking bad, like your nails aren't done, or your hair is bad, or you're just having a bad day overall, just don't see him. Cancel the appointment. I usually like to do it last minute sometimes, just because it like rattles them up a little bit. Like they were really excited to see me and then I let them down, but that's for another story. But yeah, you want to always keep the fantasy. That's really important. Next is something else really important is always keep the dates in public, especially like the first 3 to 5 dates. Like I don't go to his house at all. If you do decide, or we do decide that we want to get intimate, you're gonna have to get a hotel room and we're gonna go get it together. So you know, that way I know, like, you know, there's no funny business or anything. But yeah, I mean, just keep the dates in public. I mean, I like to go out to restaurants, adventure parks. I mean, really, there's a million ways. This also is a good way to kind of feel out where his pockets are and kind of see what he'll spend money on. And, you know, I just like to kind of test them out. Like sometimes I'll meet them at the mall, or sometimes I'll meet them at, you know, pretty expensive restaurants. You know, sometimes I'll meet them at my favorite clothing store, and that way that gives you a good gauge on how much he's willing to spend, or you know, just kind of there. So keeping the dates in public was number 4. And then number 5 is, I love this saying, you want to be a greedy bitch, not a needy bitch. Now, what does this saying mean, you ask? So pretty much saying that because you are his fantasy away from his real world, he doesn't want to, every time he's talked to you, you're just so needy. Like, oh, I need to pay my car payment, I need to pay my rent, I need to pay my phone bill. No, 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 no. That is like another child, that's like another wife, and those are problems we don't need. So let me tell you, ladies, just a few tricks on how to get what you want from your sugar daddy. Now, this can be if you've already discussed an allowance, or if he hasn't, if no allowance has already been decided. This is just ways to get money from your sugar daddy without saying like, hey daddy, do you mind paying my phone bill? No. So, for an example, I tell my sugar daddy that I have a business, which I really do. I actually have a couple businesses, thanks to thanks to my sugar daddies. So, I usually always tell them like, hey, you know, my truck broke down for my wood business, so yeah, I need $800 to fix the car part. Can you help me? And I'm just, you know, usually straight up like, can you help me? You know, that's not rent or anything. And because it's my own business, he knows that I can get it fixed myself. But if he wants to remain in my life, then he needs to get it fixed. So that's kind of what I mean. If you want to get, like, say you need to pay your rent, instead of telling him that you need to pay your rent, like, come up with, you know, well, daddy, I want to start my own business, and it's $1,000 to get the paperwork and everything that I need for my business. Can I get that? If you have a good enough daddy that's financially able, then he'll give it to you, because he knows that you don't necessarily need the money, but if he wants to remain in your life, he's gonna have to come up with the money. Those are just a few of tips and pointers from a professional sugar baby. I mean, excuse me. I do this every day. I mean, and there's so much more I could really go over. Really, I could probably write a book and it'd be like this thick, you know, about all the stuff, all the knowledge there is to know about this. But this will kind of get you in the door. I will make some more videos talking about this, but if you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. I'll answer it in my next video, and we can just really have a good discussion about this. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. Let me know by giving me a thumbs up, and I'll continue making them and giving you guys all the knowledge that I have. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Be safe and keep stacking that money, ladies.